Hi, if you're watching this video, I imagine perhaps you're going through a breakup right now. And I want to say from my heart that I know how hard it can be, but the fact that you're here watching this video tells me that you might be looking for support. And that's already a powerful step for you to take today. And in this video, I want to share with you simple steps that have helped me healing through my own breakups and also in my professional experience and knowledge. The steps that I consider that are gentle, they are possible to do at your own pace, and that they will help you to reconnect with you and slowly start healing, because I believe we are all different and I think everybody has a different way of healing. You can't ask someone or advise someone to heal at the exact same time that another person might take, because we are all individuals. We are all unique and different. So while it might take me longer or shorter to heal through a breakup, it might take you a completely different time frame for you. So the first thing that I want to express in this video is be patient with yourself. There might be times where you might be improving. A few months have gone by, and then you might go back to the first stage of sadness, missing your ex, or dealing with resentment and an internal anger that hasn't been processed or that is still is there lingering. And that's okay. You're human, and as humans, we have feelings, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. So the first step is to be patient and not judge yourself. So going to this topic, the first thing that is crucial for all of us and for you in this stage is to feel what you're feeling without judgment. As I mentioned, we tend to want to push our feelings away. We tend to want to hide them and not feel them. Because why? Because they are uncomfortable. They are not nice to feel, because sadness, grief, anger, resentment, hurt is not a nice feeling to experience as a human being. And what do? We try to just push it away, forget about it, distract ourselves, overload ourselves with work, with experiences, with things that they are not helping you to process your feelings and feel what you must feel to move forward. So while you shouldn't judge yourself either for pushing your feelings away, it's a very normal process for most of us. Real healing comes when you're able to hold a space for your feelings, to sit in silence. I know this is very painful for some people, but sit in silence, do some deep breaths, feel what you're feeling, especially in your body as well, because our minds and our bodies are connected. So we need to listen as well to our bodies. And stored emotions get trapped in our bodies. That's why when you breathe and you do a meditation, you might concentrate and see, okay, what part of my body is feeling the heaviest? In this case, most of the time might be your heart, because breakups bring heartbreak. Unfortunately, I know how tough it is. So sometimes you have to feel and concentrate in that feeling, or sit in silence and process that feeling and cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. Like, we all cry. And if you never do, it's because there's a lot of suppressed emotions that might come up at a certain stage in your life, in a crisis or something deeper that you go through. But just release. Like, if you're not a person that likes to cry too much, you don't need to cry. But if you do, just cry. Let it all out. I have this saying, tears are the river of life. I've personally always said this, and there's nothing wrong with crying. So feel your feelings, either if it's hurt, sadness, anger, resentment, denial, because you might not accept what has happened yet. Your body is trying to process, your mind, your heart. So it's normal to feel all of those stages at once, or each after one. You are not broken or weak for feeling overwhelming feelings. As I mentioned, you are just human. So take time to breathe into those emotions instead of just pushing them away, running away from them. Feel them in your presence. And then another helpful tip that you can practice is to write them down. So instead, it's good to feel our feelings and sit with them and acknowledge what's going on without judgment. But also, we can't stay in that process because we overthink then too much. It's overwhelming. So, as good as it is to feel your feelings and understand what is going on, so it is to let them out. So one exercise you can do is grab a piece of paper or if you have a journal, if you're a person that journals, write it all out. Just dump your thoughts, like dump whatever you need to just let go, whatever it is, even if it sounds stupid or horrible, whatever it is, let it out. Let it all out and try to practice this as much as you can when you have those overwhelming feelings before you felt them and identify them. Let them out, let them go, because this helps your mind, your body, your soul to release those negative thoughts and those moments of overthinking that do not serve us while they go for a prolonged amount of time. The other step that I would recommend is to create distance and cut contact with your ex-partner. I know this is really tough for some people and they are not able to, but unfortunately we have to. And this is not about creating hate or resenting the other person. It's more about you. You need to both heal. So staying in contact right after the breakup and in the process is not going to help you to release and move forward from that person because you're still connected. You're not letting that space to create healing, to distance yourself from your environment and to still be attached. So sometimes we need to let go and detach ourselves from people, experiences, places, situations, careers to be able to let go. Okay, so that means emotionally and physically. I understand that some people have responsibilities like children, a house, whatever it is. Try to deal only with those topics if you can. Just keep communication to those exact topics. Do not go over that. I understand children are really important. So obviously as parents, you might need to communicate about a lot of things about your kids, but keep the communication to those topics. The same as like at the beginning to return belongings, keep to those topics and try to deal with it as fast as you can to create that disconnection from your lives and that emotional and physical space between each other. So you must cut contact, unfortunately, at least for now, for a while. And I'm not saying in time you might reconnect and have a friendship. Most people are not able to be friends with their exes. But now, if you're a mature individual that is able to have a friendship with an ex-partner without sharing any intimacy, and if in the future you're with someone else, fully respecting your current partner, then it's up to you. Only you know if you can. But most people unfortunately can't. Another powerful thing that you can do in this step with this process while you could contact is to write a letter to your ex-partner. Okay. Do not send it. I'm not saying it because I'm not saying to you, could contact and then contact them again. No, this is for you. This is a powerful, mindful tool and exercise that it works. I've done it many times, and it's write down everything you want to say to that person. Everything. Again, as releasing your thoughts when you're journaling or writing a paper with their name, refer to them and just say absolutely everything. Do not hold anything back. Whatever you have felt, whatever resentment, whatever acceptance. Some people feel relief when they break up with someone. Everybody has different stages, okay? So just let it all out in a paper and then just throw that letter out, then get rid of it. And you're going to see how sometimes we don't get closure. There are situations where you might have not got closure with that person. You might have, but you still feel there's things that you would have liked to say. You might have still feelings or things that you said in a heated moment when you both broke up that you regret. Whatever is your stage, even if you've accepted and you know the breakup is a good thing and you need to move forward, there's sometimes still feelings that we haven't processed, that we haven't said to the other person, that or we weren't able to communicate them in a healthy manner, even not able to communicate at all. So just write them down and let it out. I want to mention, going back to cutting contact, if the person persists, once you've made your boundary and the person persists that they want to keep reaching out, and they are using that against you, let's say, because some people, unfortunately, it's immaturity, but everybody's doing the best they can with the resources they have. And some people might try those resources to keep contacting you to see you react or keep pushing because they do not accept the breakup, whatever stage it is. This is for both of you. You both need to be separated. You both need to heal for a while and do not contact each other for now or forever. That depends on you. But make it clear, if the other person persists, it's okay to block them. It's okay to remove them from your life. I know some people think this is cold or harsh. It is not. Unfortunately, this is about you. This is not about them. This is your healing. This is your process. So you don't have to be accountable for their feelings on top of yours. You're already dealing with enough as it is. You can always be empathetic and kind and communicate your boundaries. But then if the other person is persistent, you have to withdraw and you have to perhaps block that person. And I know for some people this is cold, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. The other main thing that we should focus on through a breakup is to focus on yourself, not the past. We tend to replay in our minds the good memories, even if it was a very unhealthy breakup, or even if it's not. Perhaps you had a really good relationship, but you were not meant to be together anymore. And we tend to, our human brains, they go towards pleasure, good things, That's why we don't like to experience negative feelings and negative thoughts, because we want to feel good all the time, which is sometimes we are humans and it's not possible, and that's okay. It's to learn how to process that. So your mind might be going to the good times you've had with that person, even if they were only a few, because I know in toxic relationships, sometimes you don't have many good moments, but there still might be a few. You go back to that feeling, to those memories, but that is not the full reality of it, because if not, you still be together. So you must acknowledge and recognize that the relationship is over and you have to move forward and focus on yourself. Another tip that has worked for me and that I recommend to people is to write down the reasons why the relationship didn't work or ended. This is not to create hate or resentment. This is to acknowledge and remember in those weak times when you really miss your ex-partner, or you want to reach out, or you want to check their social media, which I recommend, please, you don't. I know some people do it because you can't manage those feelings, but I always recommend to not do that, and especially check up what they are doing, because this only makes you stay in the past. Remember and remind yourself. That's why creating a list, even have it in your phone, if you don't want to write it down, about the reasons the relationship didn't work out or ended. There has to be some reasons, because if not, I assume you'll still be together. Remember those things without hate. It's just to acknowledge what truly happened and why you were compatible, or whatever experiences, hurtful experience you've experienced. Create that list, and in those weak moments, remind yourself of why. So it's a way to stop that thought pattern in your brain to constantly going back to the past, and still be in the present, acknowledging what happened and not pulling yourself backward to only the good times, okay? To acknowledge the situation and be able to slowly, in this case, move forward. Now it's a good time as well to focus on yourself. Breakups are really painful, and they are one of the toughest experiences we have in life, because we grieve the other person. And grief is not just about death. Grief is about anything you've lost. that I was part of your daily life, your daily experience. So while you're grieving and you're in that process of healing, it's good to also focus on yourself. What steps can you take to feel better? I know some people have absolutely no energy. They don't want to do anything because you feel depleted. But as little as you can, try to do something nice for yourself. Even go for a small walk. Even perhaps remember who you were when you were single before that relationship. What did you like to do? What hobbies do you have? What passions do you have in life? And if you don't have answers for those questions, why not take this time now to rediscover yourself and know what you truly like, what you truly want? It's a good time to take advantage of this experience as well. At least when the first stages have gone through of grief, pain, and sadness, the most intense ones, to be able to reflect on, like, okay, what hobbies can I keep practicing or take back that I've forgotten about? What do I want to do for myself now? And what acts of self-care can you take, even if it's once a week? Something that you enjoy doing, and it doesn't need to be massive. It could be like watching that movie that you wanted to watch for a long time. Go to that restaurant that you haven't been and you really want to try. And yes, you can go alone. I know it's tough for most people, but you can do that as well, because you have to date yourself as well before you date someone else. Self-love is also a foundation of real healing. You can start small and be consistent. And if you're interested in this case in knowing more tips about how to heal from your breakup, I've just created a guide to heal from your breakup. So this guide is just 32 pages long. So it's really short, it's easy to read, and filled with reflections, my personal reflections, personal knowledge, tools, small exercises that supported me through my own heartbreaks. And I'm very happy to say that I've also created 6 exclusive guided meditations, each one focused on matters of each chapter. In this case, a state of healing, whether you're feeling stuck in sadness, trying to let go, or finally ready to call in the love you deserve, that's the last chapter meditation. I've poured my heart into this ebook, even if it's short, and in these meditations, and I would like to share this knowledge and this love and light with you, whoever you are, if you're going through these stages, because I know how tough it can be. And sometimes we do need support. Sometimes we can't do it everything alone. And my meditations are short as well, even beginner friendly, like if you've never meditated before. And healing doesn't happen overnight, but every step that you take forward counts. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up for yourself. So I'm gonna include the link to buy my ebook in the description to my website. So if you're ready to take the next step, you can find the ebook and meditation information just below here. I want to say as well, be patient, be kind to yourself. Understand this is a process. Many people around the world, we are going through it sometimes at the same time or in different times. So you are not alone. That's why I created that ebook and the meditations, because I would like to bring support and my own voice and presence to someone that needs it in the most vulnerable time that they can be, because heartbreak, it can be really painful, but it can also be an experience for you to grow, to evolve, to heal, and to learn so much. Our partners are not our enemies. We need to understand that we are all teachers here. And sometimes the universe in this life, others are like in a movie, the actors. And even if it's a really hurtful experience, I'm sorry if you've been through that. I have myself, but I've understood through the process in life that it's all for a reason. Every time that happened, I came back stronger, and I came back knowing something else that I didn't know before. Our partners are our teachers, and we are their teachers as well. We, in relationships, we bring out the most intimate, vulnerable side of us that we don't usually with friends and family, because we spend most of the time with them and perhaps we live together. So it's a way closer connection. And what happens there, that sometimes our deepest wounds come up, ours and theirs, because it's really intimate. And our partners sometimes can also reflect the things that we haven't healed from yet. That's another way of in life and the universe to put you somewhere there. You're choosing that person also for a reason. Even if it treats you awful, you have to learn something from it too. And the other person has to learn something from it. With love, with relationships, we learn how to love. We learn sometimes unconditional love because the other person usually does things that we might not like, or you might have an argument. No relationship is perfect and it has its ups and downs. So sometimes you have to grow together. You have to figure out together. And sometimes that relationship has reached its end. You're not in the same path or journey anymore. And that is okay too. I know it's really sad and it's hard to let that person go, but who is not telling you that another person more aligned with you, with your soul, with who you are, with your values, with what you want, is waiting there for you, but they have not the chance to come to you because you haven't let go of that other person. Okay? I'm not saying we should focus on finding someone in that stage, but after. I explain all of this anyway in my ebook, chapter by chapter. I hope this video has helped you in any way, has given you a little bit of comfort, or listening to me feel a little bit more calm or reassured about this issue. I want to send you a lot of love, a lot of light. I hope you get to slowly feel better and heal your wound and be able to feel yourself as well. Because I know sometimes we start not feeling ourselves with this process. And if you like this video, if you would like to subscribe to my channel, it will mean a lot to me, and you can see more content like this. And you can also try my other guided meditations that I have here for free for you. So thank you so much and have a beautiful day.